Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today I'm doing a radio install with sub and amp. Trying to go as cheap as possible. It's kind of the point of this video, right? Like, not everybody's got a lot of money to spend, especially now. And as you can hear, alright, so we have amp gate going on here. The Jensen did the alternator whine. This one didn't do an alternator whine, but it's just not quite loud. So I'm going to try this amp here and see if this one whines. So continuing on the saga, going down the rabbit hole with these amps, I got an open box from Best Buy. They claim it has a manufacturer warranty up to a year. And then they also warranty them or returnable within 15 days. So I sent an email the second day, or the first day I got the new amp. I sent it to Pioneer because I got off the phone with somebody. And they're like, yes, yeah, send it to Pioneer Escalations at Outlook.com. Sent it, so I've been waiting and waiting. I finally called back today and I'm like, hey, I'm a little concerned. I need to know what's going on. I haven't gotten an email response. They lie. They say, yes, we sent you that email Friday. You should have got that. I was like, well, I didn't receive any email. Which is confusing. I mean, if they didn't send it, they didn't send it. They should have just said, I didn't send it. And he's like, oh, we do not cover open boxes. I'm like, so there's a miscommunication between you and Best Buy, and I think that people need to know. And I was very clear. I was like, hey, I'm going to do this on my channel. I'm trying to be very, very clear on what is going on here, so that way I, protect myself and protect you guys for watching the videos. So that's what I'm doing. I will show all the emails now, kind of what's going on, what happened. They literally sent an email while I was on the phone with one of the supervisors, and I was just trying to get answers. And I was like, how long has this been your policy? Why is that not talked through, right? Like, why is Best Buy not aware of this policy? A lot of people are probably getting screwed on these open boxes, and I don't think that's fair. So again, this is a Pioneer amp. They do not cover open boxes at all. I already had problems with the Jensen that I got from Walmart. There was a lot of alternator noise coming through it. And I checked everything, wires, ground, everything, boom, 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 boom. And nothing I did fixed it. Returned that after, because I have an extra amp. I have a Kenwood amp in my other vehicle. And I installed that. No alternator noise at all, right? And I was like, huh. So that told me it was the amp, the Jensen. So I went to Best Buy and I was like, hey, I'll try to get this Pioneer, an open box Pioneer, GM 846 something. I'll show that one too. And I was like, okay, get a good deal on this, see what happens. They said it had a full manufacturer warranty. I was like, perfect. I will purchase this amp, and if I have issues with it, I'll call the manufacturer. I did have issues with it. It was channel A, so the front two speakers, right? But it was only the right side, so only the right channel. Everything was real scratchy, and I tried everything. I switched, so I put like the different speakers that were clear and everything, and changed RCAs, did a whole bunch of things to try to be like, oh, okay, well, it's not the amp, I just got it. Best Buy wouldn't sell a shoddy amp. They did. So after doing multiple things, trying different things, I even put like the other amp, right? Like the other one I have, a spare Kenwood, no static, no anything. So it was the amp, and I was like, hey, this needs to be fixed. And finally, I think what happened is they were going to wait the 15 days till I couldn't return the amp, and that was it, right? Like, that seems very, very shady. That's a shady business practice, and it's not a good business practice. Like, I would never buy Pioneer again. if that happened. But I am going to buy another Pioneer to see if it works. They have one, like a brand new one. And I'm going to get that one to see if that stops the issue, or if it just Pioneer has shoddy amps. If I had the money, right, because this was like the whole thing of this build was to show that you could put a system in your car for relatively little money, and that has not been the case so far. If I could spend money in, like, if that's what I was doing, got the double chin going, oh man. I would buy audio control, the 5-channel amp, but again, you know, trying to do a budget. So this amp is $300. It's not really a big budget amp, but I had issues already with the Jensen one that was $120. So I refuse to keep buying Jensens and having issues with them. And then obviously the open box, I'm like, right, it's not really a fair shot to Pioneer. Because I bought the Jensen brand new. This one was open box. You tend to have, like, people return stuff for a reason, right? Obviously, there was a problem with the amp. Best Buy said, no issues, put it up there for open box. It comes with manufacturer warranty. It doesn't. So just be cautious when you're buying open box. Call the manufacturer. Usually, you could find the owner's manual, right? And they'll have a number, 1-800 number. That's what I did. I found the owner's manual for the Pioneer online and called them, and you know, you might have to wait, unfortunately, because the first guy I talked to said, oh yeah, we warranty open box. Obviously that's not the case, and they were just trying to wait the 15 days. But like I said, it's not a fair shot to Pioneer, so I'm gonna go get the brand new amp, which is gonna be a little bit more money. I think I saved like $60 buying the open box, so it's about a $300 amp. Go get that, see how it works. Or buy a totally different brand kicker. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I'll probably end up buying just the Pioneer and giving them a fair shot, right? Let's see how that one works. Jensen, no good. So far, the Kenwood seems to work well. Jensen, no. Kenwood, okay. Pioneer, the open box, no good. So let's see what happens. I'm going to take this amp off and go return it and see what they say. All right, guys, just got back from Best Buy. Pleasant experience as always. I mean, I've been buying stuff from Best Buy forever. If I can, I try to go to my local Best Buy compared to going to Amazon or things like that, just because I like to shop locally. And sometimes you just want things now instead of the 2-day shipping, right? You don't really see 2-day shipping anymore. It's more like 3 or 4 days now. So if I can, I try to shop locally, and my Best Buy is really good. It's the Crystal Lake Best Buy in Illinois. I went there and explained the situation. I was like, hey, I called Pioneer. I have an email showing that they won't warranty or open box items, right? I'll show the email now. You guys can read it verbatim, or I might just put it in after. And they were like, what do you mean? And I was like, yeah, they said that it's not going to have a 1-year manufacturer warranty. They don't cover open box. And I said, hey, you know, I'm just trying to give them a fair shot. I said, I don't even really want to buy a Pioneer again, but that was an open box item. So, hey, let's give them a shot. Let's buy brand new for the channel, right? I mean, it just makes sense. And I kind of let them know the situation. And they were nice enough. Jerry, I believe his name was. I wrote it down just because the customer service was so great and he was so understanding. They discounted the item, which was amazing. I mean, I had the credit card out to pay the difference, right? Because it's an open box. That's why it's so appealing for people, especially when they're trying to do like a budget build, like what I'm doing in my truck. Nothing crazy. This isn't a competition stereo or anything. I just want the door speakers a little bit louder, and I want a little bit of boom. So I'll show everything I have here in a second. And you know what I purchased. I did purchase a install kit for $34, just a small gauge wire through them, Best Buy as well. But he gave me a really great discount on the brand new Pioneer, which works perfectly now. So I was correct in saying that channel was broke. and it was an internal issue with the amp, because now there's no static, no anything going on with the speakers. And the best way you could really tell that is if, like, let's say from the amp side, you ohm it out, it should be about 4 ohms or lower, I'm sorry. And there's plenty of videos on how to do that out there on YouTube. And make sure you have the ground from the, so this is another thing I do. The ground from the actual head unit is the same where the ground for the amp is. So, yeah, I mean, that was a pretty simple, fast solution. I'm really thankful Best Buy did that. Like I said, I had my card out to pay the difference because what the heck, why not, right? Like, it's not an open box, but he gave it to me for what the open box was. So thumbs up to Best Buy. And every Best Buy normally has customer care like that. They're really into customer service, and I think that's the thing you got to be into nowadays. It's right, because things happen, things break, brand new, happens all the time with parts, like fast parts, you know, especially because I got my truck, my BMW, and my race car, motorcycle. Things happen, right? Like you get something brand new out of the box, it doesn't work, and that happens a lot with go fast parts, I should say. You know, you're kind of broken into it at a young age when you start modifying things and doing things like that. It's not going to work right off the bat, and you're talking to customer care, and you're doing this, you're doing that. So, you know, I'm a pretty patient guy, but the situation with Pioneer is pretty, the business practice was not good. It just seemed shady. But I did get another Pioneer because the only other amp was audio controls, what I would have gotten. That's like a $700 amp, and that wouldn't really be a budget build. So like I said, because the sub was given to me, and so all I needed was all I needed was the wiring kit and an amp. So I mean, it really doesn't get much cheaper besides buying a cheaper amp, which I tried doing through Walmart, the Jensen one. It was a no-go. Nothing but alternator noise the whole time, which was terrible. So I returned that amp, and the Pioneer solved it. I knew it was an amp. Let me clarify. I knew it was an amp because I had an extra amp sitting around, a Kenwood, and I plugged that in, and there was no alternator noise. Everything was clear. So that's already in another vehicle, so that's already allocated. So I couldn't take that amp and put it in this truck, right? Then it would be a free amp, free sub. Everything would be good. But I had to go get another amp to make it work. So I went and got Pioneer. The alternator noise was gone, but that one channel was really static. Any speaker I put on that channel, terrible sound, static. So that's why I knew it was the amp. So then I, reached out to Pioneer to say, hey, what can we do? Will you guys fix this? Can you warranty it? What can we do here? I even asked, like, hey, do you because I said, can you exchange it for a new one? I mean, what's the difference between fixing it and exchanging it for a new one, right? So it came back, anything open box, they won't take care of. There is no manufacturer warranty. I have it in email. Please do not buy Pioneer open box. They will not cover it. Sad, but true. Now, like I said, if I could, and if this wasn't really like a budget build, audio build, I would probably go audio control. That seems like the best amp out there. Their 5 channels the way to go, especially for just a small little truck stereo. And I'm not really trying to do anything crazy with the stereo. I got dual speakers from Advance a long time ago because when I was redoing this truck, which is an ongoing process that never seems to stop, they were just cheap, and I don't really want like a crazy audio system in this truck. That's not really what I'm going for. It's more of like a performance truck, so just a little bit of audio and the speaker. So that's what I have. And let me show you what's going on, or what I have hooked up. All right, so here is my setup. I got my ground connected to the seat, and this ground is to the to the head unit. And then I have the power running over here, down this way. And then I have all my speaker wires coming from the 4x4 shift, right? From this way up to the head unit and down here, right? Some of them, like, of course, go this way and up through here. But the goal was to try to hide everything and put it under the center here. Put it under the center seat. And that way I could slide everything under. And what I plan on doing is getting some like Velcro and sticking it to that. I don't want to drill into my truck, so that just seems silly to me. So I want to Velcro it under there, right? Bam. It'll be Velcroed. Everything, all the wires, everything will be out of the way then. And then that's the sub I have. Like I said, I just put some wood glue on it because it was cracked. I mean, like I said, this isn't like a crazy stereo system. So, hold on, I just gotta get my big ass out of here. So, there's where the speaker is. I'll go to that other side. Let me move this back. And I am gonna do a tour of this truck to show everything I have done. There's so much stuff done to this truck, performance-wise. So, but the new amp did fix it, so it was an amp issue. I was correct in that. And then little 8-inch JL with the speaker wire going this way. And then once you have the seat down, that's it. Nice little clean install. I ran all the wire through these. I'm big on trying to make it look as factory as possible. A little bit of wire there. Oh, kinda. Maybe, no, can't see that. Oh, there it is. Just has to be tucked up still. Do that later. But yeah, so if you guys have any questions or concerns, I'll do my best to answer in the comments. So make sure you guys subscribe and like, please. Thank you.